there's still the choice factor. One still have a choice factor. You know what I mean? As grace, the period of grace is coming to the judgment. You know what I mean? You know.
That's right. You know, I mean, let's look at this brother Aaron Bushnell, who lit himself on fire in front of the Israeli embassy. Now, it's a very serious thing. This isn't suicide. This is a protest. I had to sit there thinking long and hard about this, right? This man make a will and give all of his savings to the Palestinian Children Relief place. This man help refugees and the rest of it, like, poor people, homeless people. The man is there caring. He's very calm when he walked up and put gasoline on himself, but he was in an American uniform. You know, when you see soldiers kill themselves because of their guilt, when you see soldiers light themselves on fire and pronouncing their guiltiness and that they don't want nothing to do with it, you're watching an empire falling. You're watching people within the military say, I am a person with a heart, and I will not allow the image of America to be tarnished by its leaders. You know, like, let's look at this from someone who despises the US military, who despises the beast, despises the capitalistic agenda of resource grabbing in order to just destroy and control. You know, let's look at someone who despises these people. And you see this man say, I'm going to do something that's going to shake the world. That's the president and the world is going to see in my uniform. And I'm going to do it for the children who have nothing, who are under rubble, who are being denied the basics. You know, there's a certain level of understanding that I could have hurt somebody. I didn't. You know, that my life is not mine. You know, that the fire in itself is a strength, a spiritual power. You know, the Arab Revolution was started by a Tunisian man lighting himself on fire. Amish people lit themselves on fire when the Iraq War started. Buddhists lit themselves on fire to help stop Vietnam. You know, these are things when people do it, they're taking a spiritual stance, and they're making a commentary about their eternal debt to the betterment of society. You know, martyrdom. You know, that there is a power in martyrdom. You know, so none of these ones who pass away are their lives in vain. And they're very powerful. Just like Marcus Garvey. From the grave I will be a terror.
Interesting.
Great perspective, my lord. Give thanks for that perspective. That's a great perspective right there. And I didn't know that he donated all his stuff to the children.
Yeah, he wasn't mentally ill. He was the opposite, you know. He represented the anger and the rage within us all, you know. And again, it's like, until we see the United Nations, which is a body of biblical proportions, get themselves in order where we can stand up to the white man equally, not less or more or greater than, and have the same equal say, you know, we will be a mockery, and the U.S. will continue to exert a pig-like domination over the world.
Makes you think about Revelation. You know, well, we were speaking about this earlier, Seymour, like who can fight with the beast, like who can fight with the system. You know how Revelation speaks that. You know, I think it's important in bringing the justice about to keep the truth and the protests and the whole thing about fighting with the beast system. You know what I mean? Is there fighting with the beast system, or is the beast system bound to destroy itself and to cause that anger? Like when you look at Revelation, it's like the beast actually goes against itself. You know what I mean? It's what they call it, the commercial Babylon, a political Babylon is or the commercial Babylon is attacked. You know what I mean? And this is what we kind of see going on. It's in Revelation, but just what you're saying about the frustration, that leads one, to some solutions that may not be the solution of many of ones and ones, but you really have to kind of understand what motivated that. He's a soldier. You know what I mean? So
That's right.
he's already has taken lives. You know what I mean? For
That's
his
right.
country or for the army or whatever, the military. But in this case, instead of taking others' lives or attempting to do so, he took his own life. You know what I mean? What sort of a message does that, or should that, and would that
Oh,
send?
he brought humanity back to America, like for the rest of the world. We can't. How can we say anything negative about the U.S. military? Again, those of us who despise it. When we see these type of people, a lot of people, they don't know anybody in the military. And when they do, sometimes it takes a while, to accept that they're good people. But when it comes down to everybody in the world who loves, peace and wants to see this war end, who understands what does it mean to sacrifice yourself for the betterment of the world, to give your life so others may live. I mean, this is a very deep, deep concept that what we're watching is this type of frequency, echoing so that, there are doctors right now that are operating while being shot at, nurses that were working and then are being shot at. That there are snipers shooting people who are just walking out of hospitals. There have been over 120 reporters that have been blown up and killed. These people understood what they're doing. They are asked repeatedly, "Why do you do this? You're probably something can happen."
Yeah, true.
And the question is, what would happen if I didn't do this? You need to ask, what would happen if there wasn't a doctor here? What if there wasn't any nurses? Even if we don't have anything, at least we've got some knowledge. At least we can be a clear head. What else can I do that's better than this? So these people ain't got no homes. They're sleeping in the hallways and then going back to work. For the last couple of days, we've seen a massacre of 100 people just because they wanted food and water, dead. 750 people wounded. Just because they wanted food and water. This is something that, again, Christ threw the fucking tables up, seeing the evil of these Jews in when they were simply robbing the people with money. How do you think Christ would feel? How do you think Christ feels? I'm telling you, if you think I'm angry, you should see how angry God is.
That reminds me of Revelation again, where it says, "And the sins have reached up to heaven." If it's all about sins stacking up, how high do you think they are now? You know what I'm saying?
It's bad, man. You got Ethiopians running for political positions who are supporting this. Our own people are confused. Our own people want to move to Israel. Our own people want to sit there and talk about this is the Holy Land. They should be listening to what the Bible told them. This hasn't been Israel for thousands of years. This has not had a king of Israel. You know where the kings of Israel are? Ethiopia. That's where we've had kings of Israel for the last 2,500 years.